1973 is known as the Sunshine Law. In accordance with the New Jersey Public Laws of 1975, Chapter 231, Section 5, adequate notice of this hearing has been provided by notifying the Newark Star Ledger and Jersey Journal. Also, the scheduled regular meetings of the Newark Landmarks and Historical Preservation Commission has been posted on a bulletin board in the basement at City Hall, filed in the office of the city clerk. Excuse me. In addition to adequate notice under the Open Public Meetings Act, electronic notice of this remote public meeting, as is permitted under NJSA 10493, was placed on City Hall's website. Members of the public can make public comments by audio or by audio and video as permitted by the Zoom electronic communications platform. Now, while in the Zoom meeting, press on raise hand on the bottom left corner of the computer screen or mobile device. Raise hand allows participants to notify the host that they would like to speak without interrupting them. And if you are calling in, press *9 on your telephone to raise your hand. Tonight's special meeting will be limited to the business item listed on the agenda. Requests to schedule items for a future meeting should be submitted to the commission in care of the Division of City Planning, Newark City Hall, 920 Broad Street, room 112, Newark, New Jersey, 07102. Madam Secretary, can I have a roll call?
Sure. Commissioner Grosclaws?
Here.
Commissioner Roger Smith?
Here.
Commissioner Caldwell Epps? Can you unmute, please? She's there, but I don't know. Okay. Commissioner Forsyth?
Here.
Commissioner Zhang?
Here.
Commissioner Nance?
Here.
Chair Anthony Smith?
Here. Okay, can we get, did we do approval of the minutes? We didn't do none of that. So can we have approval of the minutes from the meeting that happened in May?
Okay, Chair Smith, because this is a special,
We don't have to approve the minute?
we're not gonna do the minutes today.
Okay, are there any, so we don't have to go through communications, no new business, no nothing. We're just gonna go directly to the two agenda items?
Yes.
Very good. So the first item the first item is going to be 12 Beaver Street.
Yes, just because the attorney
Okay.
has a 7:30.
So 12 Beaver Street, 193-195, 997, and 199-2 Market Street, Four Corners, H26-047. And that's with RBH and Paramount Project. I believe that both of these projects came to design review. Jackie, unfortunately, probably will not be in this meeting due to death in her family. And O2 is trying to get on, and he's trying to get the link. But I think Kelly, Commissioner Forsyth, you were at the design review. So if the people are here, the applicants are here, please let them in.
Yes, I'm gonna let in Marcia Moore. Marcia, is this person with you? Cluck.
Yes,
Cluck?
that is
Okay.
my architect. Yes, you can let him.
Okay.
Also, Mr. Michael McAleer might be also in the attendee as well.
Not clear.
Michael, it says, might say Mac.
Michael Mack?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, great. So good evening and thank you for the accommodation. Marsha Moore from a law firm of Post Pollock on behalf of the applicant. So this project may be familiar to some. This is an application to reinstate a previous approval. Just preliminary, as Madam Secretary or the Chair said, that this is the Paramount Building. It's located 12 Beaver Street, 193 Market, 201 and 203, and consists of 4 lots. We were before this commission in September 8th, 2021, and at that time, we received approvals to demolish the existing buildings as well as construct a 16-story mixed-use building comprising of 14 stories of residential over 2 stories of commercial. We went to the planning board in August of 2022 and received site plan approval on that application. We subsequently appeared before the board in 2024, and at that time we were seeking to increase, or we received approvals to increase the number of stories from 16 to 28 stories. Due to financing, we are no longer proceeding with the 28 stories. So this application tonight is to reinstate what was approved in 2021, along with some signage approvals that we discussed and were incorporated in the new design, the 2024. But since they weren't part of our original 2021, we want to include the signage and lighting requirements. So we have our architect, Tom Gluck, that we'll be discussing. I don't know how far that the board wants to start or just highlight the changes, the height, because we have prepared the board before, and basically we're just seeking to reinstate that approval. So I just want to see to what extent the board wants us to dive into the
So,
application.
Ms. Moore, I think that because this has already been voted on, but I think
Yes.
because a lot of our new commissioners here, they were not here when this was voted on. So to give a very 30,000 feet overview or highlight, because you're going back to something that's already been approved and then the
Correct.
planning board approved, but they still should be familiar with, so they can make a decision.
Perfect.
What we all are starting at first with is with the signage. So that's something that everybody be at the same place. But this, I would like to give them an opportunity just to have a high level overview.
So just want to say the signage was presented and approved, but because it was in a separate 2024, and the signage was also presented to the planning board. So it's new to some members, but we did present the same signage. So just want to clarify that. But Tom, I do have our architect here.
So that being
Tom Gluck.
said, I misunderstood. So that being said,
Yes.
give us a high level overview on everything since it's already been approved, so that everybody can, so they can make an intentional decision on moving forward.
Perfect. So I would then bring Mr. Thomas Gluck.
Yep. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, everybody. Let me share my screen. And let's see here. I just want to confirm, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I am going to go pretty quick and high level, but the property we're talking about is on Market, just off Broad. It is the site of the Paramount Theater. It includes the Paramount Theater as well as the addresses you saw on Beaver. So it's a fairly big lot. I'm not going to go through you guys know your neighborhoods better than most. The context, as you know, is a lot of tall buildings in and around downtown. The project itself is 2 stories of retail, the podium that Marcia mentioned. It's a big footprint, but it has very little frontage. There's a small amount of frontage. There's the historic Paramount facade. There's a small amount of frontage on Market, and then a small amount of frontage on Beaver, which is a relatively narrow street. And then the footprint of the building itself is somewhat oddly shaped because it has to navigate the kind of odd shaped lot. This gives you sort of, let me jump to some images. In terms of heights, it's and actually there are some new buildings, as you were aware, going up now that are probably already taller than this. But this is in context of heights within the district. And I'm going to skip through some of this. This I wanted to link just one of the things that we spend a lot of time and effort on, and is not insignificant effort and cost, is this is the state, or it was actually when we first put this together of the marquee and the facade. This is all going to be restored. So there's work that has to be done to stabilize it. The facade will be kept. The building beyond is completely fallen into the ground. But we're able to not just keep this, but also restore it back to, so it'll be repainted, it'll be stabilized, it'll be, all of the lights will be replaced because they were all halogen or incandescent with features, but in LED. And so this, and to do this, there's a lot we have to do to stabilize this, maintain it, because it structurally is connected to the building that's falling down behind it. But we have engineers engaged to help us through all that. And then in terms of the other, so this will be restored, and then this new portion will be a new building that's constructed out of cast concrete, cast stone, to really to respect the low historic nature of the street front along Market. And I have renderings to show you for that. On Beaver Street, the residential entry, that has a more contemporary look. It's on a small street, and it relates to the building above, which allows residents to identify where they're coming and going. Let me just I want to jump to the renderings. Sorry, there's a lot of material here. So this is the view from Market. You can see this will be, and we haven't restored this in the image, but this will be restored. This is what the facade will look like, cast stone. We're trying to have this articulate. It's only 2 stories, but we're trying to deal with the fact that it's in the context of, well, the Paramount feels like a 2-story building. So this one feels like a 2-story building. It does have neighbors that are 4 stories. And just trying to have it feel and kind of as an active participant in the commercial street frontage of Market Street. The tower itself, the 16 stories, this is what it will be. It's what it was in 2021. And in between, we brought you a version of exactly this. This is what was approved, but it was 28 stories tall, as Marsh had mentioned. So this is back down to the 16-story version. And the idea is to create a series of corners and profiles so that it doesn't feel like a single monolithic building, the way the old buildings had a lot of articulation at the top and made an interesting, effective skyline. As we kind of see this as an infill or a backdrop building within the context of all the taller buildings in the district.
Before you move along, there was one modification that we incorporated based on comments on the 2-story facade that retail. You can just mention, because that was not included in the original 2021 approval. We came back.
So the 2021 approval did not include this version of this. The 2024 approval did. So the 2024, all that we have done is take the more refined. It's proportionally a little more ornamentation, a little more decoration. I think overall there was comments that we had this. It feels a little more contextual, but this is what we submitted and approved in 2024. The only difference is we're taking that and putting it with the 16-story building.
That's why I want to highlight that. That was part of the application in my summary. So those are some modifications that we are asking to be now part of the 2021. So I just wanted to highlight that.
Nope. And interrupt anytime, Marcia. I appreciate that. And then from the only other street frontage is along Beaver. We've pulled the residential entry back because this is sort of a little gem of a building, and it's obviously not meant to be tight in a street wall. So we're trying to give this a little more space than it currently has. It's currently built directly into the street wall, and have this be showcased a little more. And then this pulls back, and this is the residential. So this will be the residential lobby, and it'll take you in, and then the elevators and up into the tower. So on Market Street, the only new building will be retail entrances under the marquee and through this new component. I don't know, how am I doing at the 10,000 foot height?
So if you just measure I don't think we measured the height of the building. And how are you measuring that? It's 189 feet at the top of the parapet. Just wanted to put it in the record. And that was what was approved. in the 2020.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. I think, if you can, Tom, if we can talk about, you talked about the height. If you can talk about the signage and then the lighting that we're asking
Yep.
to be incorporated.
Yep, exactly, perfect. Sorry, as I
Tom, you're
flipped through
doing
here real
good.
quick.
We're at 30,000 feet, not 10,000.
All right, we're at 30. 32 and a half. Okay, so lighting, let's do signage first. This was the drawing that was submitted in 2024. And it's just highlighting the signage that is also now been included not only in planning commission, but as well in our permit drawings. And when we met with during the design review, there was a comment that was just like, it was a little hard to tell what was going on. So we've added a page here to show you the signage as it will appear as you're a pedestrian in the city. And then, but kept this one in to identify exactly the nature of it. So the Paramount signs are all being restored. But these are new signs. There's this retail sign 5 and 6. The square footages are attached. They project out. There are 2 small flag signs here, sign 3 and 4. Their square footages are indicated, and obviously we're unsure about the text. And then on the Beaver Street, there's a small retail component here, and that's by indicated by this blue sign 1. And then there's the signage for the actual residential building here. There's a vertical one here because it's seen only very obliquely. This is a very narrow street, as you know, so you really only get a peek of this from Market down the narrow Beaver Street. And then just as I said, this gives you a sense of exactly what we're looking at as you will be able to perceive it as a pedestrian in the city. Any questions on signage? All right, I'll move to lighting. And again, the lighting, this was really about kind of cleaning up and we, in the original 2021 set, we had a lighting plan over the course of developing the drawings and design and working with civil engineer and everything else and the planning commission process. We want to include this set in this application because it shows the actual lighting, the finally selected light fixtures as they occur in the public right of way with light levels that have now been approved at plan. We're a little bit out of order here because we've come to you, then gone to planning, and now we're coming back to you. So this has all been included and submitted at plan and approved by planning commission and even at the through the permit process. So this is the other scope that Marcia was talking about wanting to include. Anything else?
So
Happy
does
to
that
answer questions or jump around.
Does that complete your presentation at the moment?
It does.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think the only person that may have been here, Miles, and I may be speaking too soon, you may have been here along with me, but that being said, commissioners, please chime in if you have any questions, any thoughts about what's happening. I will say for me, I'm excited about this project. Actually, right where the marquee was, I used to go to the Penny Arcade that was there when I was younger. And so is that was right adjacent to the entryway, right? Oh, no one remembers. No one's from Newark remembers. Okay, it's okay. Linda, I know you remember.
Thank you.
Commissioners?
Just had one question about the Beaver Street little building there at the Masonic Temple. It's a really precious little building. When you're building the new skyscraper next to it, what kind of efforts are there, even though you don't own the building, to ensure its structural stability?
Well, that's so, and it doesn't just go for the Masonic Temple, and it's the historically interesting one. So every neighbor, whether it's a significant building or not, is has to be protected. So there's protection that's going to happen along the perimeter. We have to protect the public as they, obviously they move up and down the street, but every one of these buildings in that respect is just as important as the next, because they're all other landowners and there's public to be protected. So that has to do with overhead protection where it's applicable, and then monitoring and careful and underpinning
Yeah.
the kinds of things that need to be done.
Can I jump in, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Hi, guys. Sorry, I'm gonna be outside.
What's your name?
Michael McAleer.
Matt,
Okay.
could you just identify your relationship to the project?
I'm the Senior Vice President of Design and Construction for RBH Group.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, we have a full SOE package, which ensures the protection of all the surrounding buildings. We also will be doing a photographic documentation of all the buildings before we start construction or even demolition. We will have vibration monitors through GeoNor that will monitor all of the properties surrounding, including the Masonic Temple. In the demolition package, there is a entire scope for protection of existing properties, and that includes roofs, facades, sidewalls, everything else. And in the construction, the general contractor's contract, that provision carries over for protection of all the existing buildings. So they'll do the roof protection on them, they'll do facade protection on them, and they will be adequately shored and kept in place. The good thing is we have minimal pile work on this project. It is a mat slab foundation. The only piles that are going to possibly be driven would be the lagging that is going to hold up the excavation, the hole, because this goes down 12 feet into the ground. But we are actually shopping the option right now to do a drilled pile in lieu of a driven pile for the lagging. So it'd be less intrusive.
Thank you for those details. There was one case a few years ago with the Valentine Brewery where the facade fell down when they were trying to repair the building behind it. But I'm glad that you're putting a lot of effort into ensuring the stability of the facade of the Paramount and other buildings. Thank you.
Welcome.
I have a question about the material of the building on both street level and the upper levels of the structure, both on Market and Beaver. I know there's cast stone along Market, right? That's the
There's
material.
cast stone on Market and Beaver at the
Okay.
podium level.
Mhm.
So basically everything within kind of the pedestrians' immediate vicinity. So all of this is cast stone. And this facade is also cast stone.
Got it.
And it isn't until it steps back and becomes higher that we're going to acrylic plaster.
Got it.
And this is also pretty, it's not only is it up in the air, but it's set back by, you saw the axonometric. It's kind of, it's a kind of a tower on a podium model.
Right. Yep. Yeah. But similar, the material, the coloration, all of that is sort of matching the podium to an extent
Yes,
on that upper
yes.
level
Yeah,
tower.
no,
So
should
it feels
be-
very much consistent with the aesthetic.
Yep, exactly. That's the goal.
Okay, thank you.
This is Commissioner Nance. I had a question about the streetscape drawings that you're showing. There was a potential location for some trees on Market Street, and I'm not sure how.
Trees on Market. Let me just find the drawing.
Down with the streetscape. Yes, those. I'm happy to see that there's some landscape opportunities here, but I'm not sure if it'll fit there, but that would be exciting if you can include it. And if there's any potential also to do some sort of landscape opportunity on Beaver Street where you're setting back the building, like at least in front of it or something. So sort of a suggestion or sort of a question, if there's any opportunities to include. Or does the marquee on Beaver Street?
So Yeah, so I mean, I believe these street trees, and again, I'd have to go back and look. It's been through planning commission, so unless there may be reasons why this was not allowed, having to do with utilities and all the rest of it, but these would be the street trees. Obviously, we can't do one under the Paramount. There's very little frontage as possible. Here, the marquee does come out nearly to the property line, and we were just trying to create a little bit of plaza, a little, because the sidewalk here is sort of impossibly narrow. I mean, it's there. It's like even substandard, like 5 foot minute width. So we were just trying to create some space because this is going to be population that doesn't normally activate this corner. So that's why we felt like it's sort of, because if you look at the sidewalk on Market, we're like barely creating that width. And this is also where the driveway is. So we have managed to take, because there is parking underground, and we have managed to get that off because we don't want that on Market. We don't want a curb cut on Market. So we're trying to cram a lot on this little street, and that's the reason for that.
We did have an afterthought that we've been talking about in the office. Are you guys familiar with the incandescent lighting program they did on Treat Place and I think on a portion of Halsey Street in Newark? The overhead small bulb lights they did. So I obviously we'd have to go through another set of approvals, but it is a thought that we could do that same string hung incandescent lights across the street to make it more inviting. Because it really worked on Treat Place behind in Teachers Village between Maiden Lane and Williams Street.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. My question and comments were more so like getting at how can we make this a more inviting public streetscape experience. So that's wonderful to hear.
Yeah, the only issue I see with it here is where we may have some challenges is that the condo building that is across the street from us on Beaver does have residential units that are on grade level and up to second story. So, we would have to talk with that building to make sure it's not intrusive because they generally, I think we leave them on till about 11 o'clock on Treat Place currently. But there's no residential units that low to the ground there. They're not very bright. They're not very intrusive. I think they're, a little brighter than the street lights being on, but it's something we would really like to go after and get done.
This is Commissioner Zhang. I'd agree with Commissioner Nance's comment about the Beaver Street entrance not being particularly inviting. It seems to be a great opportunity to upgrade it with lighting or wider sidewalks that are wheelchair accessible or brick pavers on the street or lighting. So things that help to invite people onto that side, which is right now not particularly comfortable to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to add, I think the fact that you pushed it back to give a more generous entrance, I think is wonderful. It's a very sensitive move. And I think by doing that, opening up the view of the Masonic Temple, also very sensitive. So I appreciate the gestures in each of those cases. And the fact that you have a more durable material like the cast stone along Beaver is also very, very, very promising. So.
Any additional questions, commissioners?
I'll just make one additional comment. Sorry to hone in again on the landscape thing, but this was the view that I also was thinking about. And I didn't realize that the bicycle parking was going to be placed adjacent to the Newark Fish Market entrance, right? Is that correct?
Right over here. Yep.
Yeah. So that area, and seeing this rendering, that's where I had envisioned if there's possibility for any sort of landscape to coat that bottom of like adjacent to the entry.
Right.
Yeah, just any possibility to make it just an inviting experience for the public. So it's a comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
If we can get rid of the fish market building, we can make the sidewalk really wide.
Love it.
And this is Commissioner Zhang. I just had one other question, which is the current pavement on Beaver Street is kind of a brick, kind of a cobblestone material. What kind of material are you proposing for the sidewalk, for the pavement on the replacement? Will it still be brick? Will it be
Well, it
asphalt?
wouldn't be asphalt for sure. It would either be a concrete, and the only problem with the cobbles is we just have to figure out if they can be, I can't remember what we have this in as, but we just have to make sure that it's safe and ADA accessible. And some of the older sidewalks are just the nature of the materials don't lend themselves to that. But there is a curb cut through here because this is behind the entry is where you access the parking.
Thank you. I was going to ask about that. It's wonderful to have the street that's, more walkable, but also historical, but also accessible, and to balance those different considerations requires some thought because Beaver Street effectively becomes the front lobby.
Exactly. No, we see exactly right.
Thank you. So Commissioner Forsyth or Gurus Claus, do you have any comments before we move forward?
No, I'm fine. It's very exciting, this design.
Great, great. Are you good, Commissioner Gurus Claus? I'm gonna take that you're fine. So, that being said, then you can take your presentation is down. Do we have any comments from the public? Anyone here from the public that may have any comments about this particular project?
Let me see. I'm going to go to the public and see if we have any one from the public that wants to speak. No, I don't see any raised hands.
Okay, great. So commissioners, it's time to vote. So can I get someone to make a motion to move forward to for application H26047, the Paramount RBH project that's on 12 Beecher Street, 193, 195, 97, and 199 to 2000 Market Street. Can I get someone to make a motion?
This is Commissioner O2. I make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
This is Commissioner Zhang. I'll second it.
Motion made by Commissioner O'Toole, seconded by Commissioner Zhang to approve the application. Commissioner Gross-Claus? Commissioner Gross-Claus? I come back to him. Commissioner Roger Smith?
Aye.
Commissioner Forsyth?
Yes.
Commissioner Nance?
Yes.
Commissioner Gross-Claus, are you okay? Commissioner Gross-Claus? Mr. Gross-Claus? Commissioner Gross-Claus?
Okay.
It may be frozen.
And maybe it's frozen.
Maybe.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Commissioner O'Toole?
Yes.
Commissioner Zhang?
Yes.
Chair Smith?
Yes.
Motion carries, 6 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you for your presentation. I'm excited. I would have said bring the penny arcade back, but it's fine. It's going to be good.
We are excited. It's been a long time. I don't remember the arcade. I've been in Newark for almost 30 years. Don't remember the arcade, but we're excited to present this. And we thank you for the opportunity to present this to a new set of commissioners. And thank you again to Ms. Carla Perez and also to Ms. Taylor for the accommodation as well as you, Chair. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh. Is everyone out? Michael Mack is still here. Well, at least we know Commissioner Gross is with us. So, okay. So, I guess we go to the next application. We'll keep this moving. So the next application up is 399-401 Mount Prospect Avenue and 70-72 Woodside Place, H26-026. Now you see my name twice because I sent the link to O2, and so it's coming as a link for me, but I have my face up, he has my name up, so he's here with us. So can you invite those who are here, Jennifer and team here for this presentation?
Yes, I'm letting them in, but I'm gonna change that for Commissioner O'Toole in a minute.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Jennifer, is anyone else with you?
No, we have Mr. Roma. That's fine.
Okay.
Jennifer, it's great to see you 1 week later.
I know, I'm so lucky to see everyone again. It's such short notice. I appreciate it. And thank you. Excuse the voice. Unfortunately, I'm a little under the weather, but I do appreciate you guys accommodating us today. So I am here on behalf of my client, who is Edwin Basilio. He is the owner of the property at 399 401 Mount Prospect Avenue. It also has an address of 70-72 Woodside Place, and that is because it extends from Mount Prospect all the way to Woodside Place. The property is located within the Forest Hill Historic District. And what is being proposed is my office filed an application for the owner with the city of Newark to subdivide the property. The lot itself is approximately 11,400 square feet. And so we're looking to subdivide it. So the house that is on Mount Prospect Avenue will remain, no issues, nothing being proposed on that site. What is being proposed is at the rear of the property, when we do the subdivision, 6,400 square feet at the front, and the rear of the property would be approximately 5,000 square feet. And we are looking to construct a new 3-family dwelling on that lot. So the existing property, the existing house that really is the historic piece is on Mount Prospect. That's not being touched. The subject of this application is on the new construction that is being proposed on Woodside. And Daniel Rome of Artech Studios is our architect, and he will walk you through it, the proposed design. I will say we've appeared twice before design review. The first time we received comments, went back, made some revisions, and what we are proposing today is, I think, the additional feedback we got on the design is what you will see today. So with that.
So, Ms. Perez, I believe Commissioner O'Toole was there,
Yes,
Commissioner Hollis, and
correct.
Commissioner Grosshoff. Were you there?
I'm here.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Perfect. I'll defer to Mr. Roma to kind of walk you through the design.
We're ready for the presentation, Mr. Roma.
Okay, let me share. Okay, the property is located at 399 401 Mount Prospect Avenue and 7072 Goodside Place. The property is facing 2 streets, as I said, Mount Prospect Avenue and Goodside Place. If we go to the survey, this is a survey, and you will see that there is a big difference on the elevations. From Mount Prospect Avenue to Goodside Place, there is a 49 feet difference. And what we are trying to do is we're trying to do a minor subdivision. The existing house that is a 3-family will remain on Prospect Avenue, no being touched, and we're going to do a minor subdivision. The minor subdivision will create 2 lots. The lot in Mount Prospect Avenue is 48 feet by 130 feet long for a total of 6,403 square feet. And the lot that we are proposing on Goodside Place will be 52.36 in the front by 97.53 for a total of 5,007 square feet. The house that we're proposing, because of the big difference on grade, we're going to have on the first floor facing Goodside Place a 2-car garage.
Mr. Roma, if I can, you can go to the elevation, because this is the Historic Commission, and so they're just charged with the task of the exterior of the building.
The existing one or the new one?
No, the new one. The existing one is not a part of this application. We're not touching it, that's why. So it's just the
No,
aesthetic.
I was explaining a little bit about the reason why you're going to see the elevations, but there is on the side elevation, you will see the grading. And that's why we can have only on the first floor a two-car garage, and then the stairs going up to the second floor where we're going to have two apartments that will have 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, kitchen, living, dining. And then on the third floor, where the owner is going to be living, we have a 4 bedroom, 3 bathrooms, and a playroom, living room, and a kitchen dining room, and a terrace, because this building, from the terrace of this building, you can see the high rises of New York City. This is the elevation that we're proposing on Goodside Place. As I said before, a two-car garage, the entrance in the middle, and we are using 3 different materials. On the bottom, we're going to use a brick, black contemporary brick. On the middle, we're using fiber cement panels with trims, and on the third floor, we're using fiber cement siding color gray. As you can see here on the front elevation, we see 3 stories. On the back elevation, we only see 2 stories because of this. Here you will see the difference elevation that we are going to go through. This is the left side elevation. And as I said before, fiber cement panels in the front and fiber cement siding on the side. This is the right side elevation. The same thing happened. We decided to put the stairs on the left side, and on this side is not going to be access to the back. Here I have some elevations showing how this will looks like. This is what I was talking about, that the third apartment on the third floor will have a terrace where they can enjoy and see the view. And second floor will be 2 apartments, and the first floor will be the garage. This is how it looks like. I'm going to see if I can show you now. Let me see. Can you see?
You're gonna have to stop
No.
you're gonna have to come down.
I have to stop this.
Yes, and then
share
reboot.
this.
Yeah, but if you can, once you go into whatever you're gonna do, I want it just to go back to the elevation the new elevation we're proposing.
Yeah, and Ms. Perez, in the spirit of design review, I know Ms. House is not here.
Right.
Did she have someone had suggestions about
We did.
the roof and all those things? So
That's why I wanted to bring it back, correct? Yeah, you and I are on the same wavelength. No, not this page, Daniel, the elevation, not the rendering. The change, yeah, the front. So, the roof line was changed, in order to, it was flat, if you remember before. And so that, if you can, the front facing, Daniel?
Yes, there was flat before.
No, can you show it? It's not, yeah, we're looking at a side elevation on it, sorry. Yeah, so the design has been changed about twice. There you go. So I just wanted to re-highlight this because what you just saw in the elevations didn't, in the renderings didn't quite look like this. This is what was being proposed. This is the change. If you recall, it was flat, and I can, Daniel can elaborate, but these peaks were added, and it was modified somewhat on top to incorporate her comments. Because as we discussed at design review, this area, this block was kind of like a paper street in the past. It was where the garages were for the properties that sat on Mount Prospect. and many moons ago. And as a result, and I would say in the last, 15, 20 years, there have been some development of houses, some as recent as a few years ago on this property, on this side of the street. The rear property of Woodside Place of Mount Prospect is historic. Right across the street is not. So you do have a mix of houses and styles. However,